Hello Virgo! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman. Cat, stop. Artwork by Katrina Sokolova. Katrina's name's under the word tarot, if I can get it under or in focus there. There's some websites, ToriHartman.com and WatkinsPublishing.com. I believe there's also WatkinsPublishing.co.uk. Feel free to freeze frame on that if you want that. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. The artwork is by Lizbeth. There are their full names if you'd like them. There's websites here in the back. She Who Is Art is the one I noticed the most. There's a couple of others. Feel free to freeze frame on that and check it out if you'd like to. Okay. What do we have for Virgo? The cat was really good until just after I turned on the camera. He's like, oh, you're not paying attention to me? I'll have to act up now. I guess that's how that works. That's a good one for you. Virgo's good. Is there change coming? Yes. There's change coming. There's definitely change coming. I'm asking this, and I'm seeing two cards here. The World, the Death card, and if I didn't get it with that, we also have Transformation. Oh, geez, James, is change coming? Is it? Is it? Yeah, it is. I feel like this is change that might be worrying you. Why is it worrying you? It might. I keep getting like this might. Like it doesn't have to be that bad, but I feel like it's kind of like, oh, here it comes. I'm thinking there's missing pieces, which I'm understanding why that would drive you a little crazy. Kind of like, well, I don't know how exactly this is going to work. Somebody's holding back. I got the Moon with the Knight of Pentacles with the Justice card. Now, all this coming in together. The Moon talks about mystery. Virgo's not really... Typically, Virgo was, well... Especially if it's connected to finances, not usually a fan of mystery, if that makes sense. The Knight of Pentacles, while that's a good energy, if the card was by itself for you, the way it's coming in, it's not very fun, because it's kind of like some of the mystery gets revealed very slowly, very strategically, but then there's always more. There's like, it's kind of like, it feels like, you know, add 5 pieces, and then like there's 5 more pieces to the mystery, like I don't know what's going on, then you get 2 pieces, then 5 more pieces add to the mystery, then you get 2 pieces. There's always more that you don't know than you do know. The more you learn about the situation, the more you realize you don't know something. And so there's always more mystery than what you know. And then there's the Justice card, like somebody else is definitely in control of this. And they're deciding what you're going to know and what you're not going to know. I don't think it's just you specifically. Maybe it is. Take it with a grain of salt. But somebody has a control thing going on is what I'm getting. This is how people control other people. Sometimes they control information. I used to know a person. I used to like them. I just haven't seen them in probably, oh my gosh, like a good decade and a half, maybe 2 decades. But they're a very good person, but that's how they kept control of things. They would keep certain things to themselves. If they figured out how to do something, they just wouldn't tell people how they did it. That way they were always valued. That way people had to come to them to answers. That's how they kept in control. That's how they kept the situation under their leadership. And I remember them telling me this, and I was like, I like them, I still do, and I didn't say anything about that, but I remember it was like a lesson early in life, like that's how some people keep control. I feel like that's what you're dealing with. Doesn't mean this person's a bad person, it just means that's how they feel they need to do stuff. There's a lot of secrets. Wow, this is, like, there's a lot of secrets. The Queen of Cups I think of as somebody who keeps secrets, but it's not always bad. Sometimes they keep secrets for good reasons, sometimes not so good reasons. It depends what's going on here. This person feels like what they're doing is the best way to do it. Sometimes people keep secrets because they're still figuring out what's actually going to happen next, and they want to be like, Well, if I let you know what's going on, you're going to try to move forward with something, and I haven't made my decision about what I want. So I can't tell you that because I don't want you making decisions that I'm not going to back up. I'm not going to tell you this until I've made my decision what I'm going to do. That way, there's no conflict of interest going forward. It doesn't feel malicious. That doesn't mean you're a fan of it. I understand that. It doesn't mean you're a fan of it. Something is coming. Because I feel like when this is going on, I feel like there's nothing I can do, and I accept that, and I'm like, I think this is why you're not fighting it. Because I can relate to this. You can ask people questions, but you quickly realize they're just going to talk in circles. So why ask somebody a question that they're not going to give you the answer? It used to drive me nuts when I worked in a couple of corporate places. There would be people who would ask certain questions, and it would aggravate me because I'm just like, for example, if you're asking them if they're going to sell the company, you know they're not going to tell you that. And they wouldn't. And you knew they weren't because that would affect, like, if you thought they were going to sell the company, you might leave. So, I don't know. It's just certain people will ask questions, and I'm just like, you know you're not going to get the answer. But I feel like you're not even bothering with those type of questions. You're like, I'm not even going to ask that question because I know you're just going to talk it in circles. I'm not going to get any information. I can ask you 50 different questions, and I'm not going to get any answers. I'm not here to waste my time. I'm not going to even bother with this person. They're just not. It's not that they're a bad person. It's like you're not going to get the information, so why waste your time trying to get it? I feel like that's where you're standing. I'm not going to waste my time trying to get answers that they're not going to give me. What is this? Ooh. Knight of Cups. I like this. You got whatever's going on. Again, this is. I feel like this Knight of Cups was face down, so I didn't know what that was. That's the only card that was face down. It fell out while I was shuffling, and I just left it there. And it backs this whole thing up. When I said this person isn't malicious towards you, for whatever that means, they're looking out for you. They want to keep you a part of the situation, and they're like, they know if they want to keep you, and I feel like they realize, like, Virgo does better when Virgo is happy. Virgo is a very hard worker, and the happier Virgo is, the more they do, the better they do. So they seem to like that. They like you. They like the way you do things. So they're not telling you things, what's going on. They don't want to. They have reasons for that. We already went through that. But when they do bring something forward, they have thought about you, and they've been paying attention to what you want. They've made decisions for you and in your favor. I'm not saying you want people making decisions for you, but this feels very corporate to me. So I'm not saying if this is a job thing, but it could be because it's a general read, of course. But what I see here is, like, whatever they've chosen is going to happen next. They've kept your influence in mind and your happiness in mind, and whatever they're giving you, are they giving you something, or is it just I don't know. So whatever you're going towards next, I feel like you're going with them, and you are extremely happy about how this is turning out. There's a lot of boundaries and rules. There are a lot of boundaries and rules. Well, you're Earth, though. So, because I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of boundaries and rules, but they immediately got, like, remember, you're dealing with an Earth sign here. If these boundaries and rules make sense and secure the situation, you're all there for it. You're like, yeah, let's do that. You're fine. You're like, okay, yeah. You don't have a problem with boundaries and rules. I maybe have a personality where I'm like, well, too many of those is too much. But no, you're cool. I'm getting you're cool. You're like, as long as those boundaries make sense and it stabilizes my situation so I keep what I want, yeah, I'm here for it. You have no problem with it. I think it's just my own, like, it feels like a lot of, for me personally, I think it feels like a lot, but then I keep switching, like, no, we're talking about Virgo here. Virgo will thrive in this. There's this too. When you go into this next situation, I feel like, see all these cups? It's the Seven of Cups. This seems to work for you. All of these cups are not going to happen. But it's kind of like I see you adding in with the Eight of Coins, which is very interesting. Because I see it's kind of like if you're going shopping. Just because I have 8 coins doesn't mean I'm going to spend 8 coins. You might spend 2 or 3. You're going to help somebody figure out which 2 or 3 of these cups are worth going further with and how far to go with them. Your input is wherever you are, somebody wants to know how you see things, and somebody is taking your input very seriously. There's a choice that's been made, but then somebody is asking for how you feel about these 7 cups. I keep there's options, but you're like, well, we can't do all the options, it seems like when you're talking about this person is telling you, I'll decide which cups we're going to take, but I want you to explain to me what you like and what you don't like and why, and then I'll let you know what ones I choose, and we'll go forward with that. It's something like that. This part's different, because they're not telling you in the beginning. I don't know if it's a different person or if you're working with somebody else, but there's going to be a part here after you're happy, and I see you influencing what's going to come forward, because people are looking at this what are these 7 cups like? It doesn't seem like it's quite right. It doesn't seem like it's quite ready. Can that really work? Or are we just kidding ourselves with all 7? Should we just walk away from all those possibilities and just stick with what we have? And you're like, well, this is what I see as stable. This is where I think something can go a little better. It can accent what we already have and make things better. So you're talking about well, this is what I've learned. This is not a fast process either. It seems like it's comfortably slow for you. Comfortably slow for you. People keep questioning these opportunities coming forward. Should we even bother with them? Does it even make sense? So I think this is one of the reasons they're telling you about it, because it's different from the first part. The first part is we're definitely making a change, big change happening. The second part is I don't know if we're really going to even bother with these things. But before we say no to everything, let's get some input. Let's ask the Virgo. Let's have the Virgo check this out. Let's see what the Virgo thinks about this, because the Virgo won't waste their time. They don't get involved to waste their time. If they believe in something, they'll explain why they believe in it. If they don't believe in it, they'll explain why they don't believe in it. So let's get the Virgo involved and find out. That's the second part. I like it. It feels more comfortable. This is after the big change. You help bring clarity on that next part. I feel like the point of this reading is the second part mostly. Kind of when these possibilities are coming in, it's kind of the universe is saying, realize that your input is important and nothing is changing really quickly. Kind of you might get this nervous thing uh-oh, are we just on this merry-go-round, and we made this one change and I like this, but are we just going to keep changing and changing and changing and changing and changing and changing and changing? Because I don't like that. I don't want that. That's not what's happening. Because I feel like you might have a little bit of nervousness afterwards. That's why I'm seeing this. Kind of oh, is this going to be good? I don't see any big changes happening after this main one. You're nervous, people aren't telling you things, a big change happens, everything is cool. After that, people want your input. Nothing is changing quickly. And I feel like if they do try some of these options, it's kind of getting your feet wet a little bit, and then okay, that seemed to be good. I like the water. How do I like if you're at a beach, do I like the sand? Is it sandy? Is it muddy? Is it rocky? Are there sticks in the water? How am I feeling about this? How far do I want to go with it? You know what I mean? It's not a quick thing. And you have a lot of say over it, because they might not even do that stuff. So I feel like they're just saying the second part is really good. And it is stable. And they just want to give you that confidence, no, it is stable. You're going to be fine. Don't be afraid to say that you like something, because I feel like there's a reluctance to move forward on it anyway. And if you just keep talking about how you honestly feel about it, how you honestly like what you have, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Are we good? All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.